Some of the biggest stars in the world didn't grow up with money, connections, or safety nets. They grew up broke, sometimes homeless, rejected, and told they'd never make it. What changed their lives wasn't luck. It was persistence, strategy, and timing. I've always been fascinated by how extreme poverty turns into extreme success, and the patterns are impossible to ignore. Before I break this down, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because these stories are more than inspiration, they're lessons. In this video, I'm breaking down how 5 stars went from super poor to super rich, the setbacks they faced early on, the turning points that changed everything, and the habits that helped them stay wealthy once they made it. This isn't about worshiping celebrities. It's about understanding what actually creates a breakout moment, and what doesn't. Jim Carrey, from homeless to Hollywood's highest paid. Jim Carrey's childhood was far from the laughter and joy he would later bring to millions around the world. Born into a family that struggled financially, his early years were marked by instability and hardship. When Jim was only 12 years old, a devastating blow struck his family. His father lost his job. This sudden loss of income sent the family spiraling into severe poverty. The Carreys were forced to leave the security of their home, and for a time, they had nowhere to live. They ended up moving into a small, cramped van, and eventually, a tent pitched on his sister's lawn became their shelter. For a young boy, these conditions were unimaginably difficult. In order to contribute to his family's survival, Jim began working grueling 8-hour shifts as a janitor after school. While other kids were spending their afternoons playing outside, hanging out with friends, or focusing on homework, Jim was scrubbing floors, mopping hallways, and cleaning bathrooms. The work was exhausting, both physically and emotionally, and the responsibilities he carried at such a young age were far beyond what most children experience. The relentless grind eventually forced him to make the difficult decision to drop out of high school, sacrificing a traditional education for the sake of his family's immediate survival. Despite these challenges, Jim Carrey never lost sight of his dream to become a comedian and make people laugh. Even when he had little money, no stable home, and was physically drained from laborious work, he performed whenever he could. He would take any opportunity to perform at comedy clubs, honing his craft in front of audiences who often had no idea of the hardships he had endured just to get there. Jim's determination and vision were extraordinary. He famously wrote himself a check for $10 million, labeling it as payment for acting services rendered, and dated it for Thanksgiving 1995. This symbolic act was more than just a fantasy. It was a powerful manifestation of his belief in himself and his future. He carried that check in his wallet as a constant reminder of what he was working toward, a beacon of hope amid the struggles of his early life. The emotional significance of that check became even more profound when his father passed away in 1994. At the funeral, Jim placed the check in his father's pocket, as if sharing the promise of his future success with the man who had been such an integral part of his life. Remarkably, just 1 year later, that dream became reality. Jim earned $10 million for his role in the comedy hit Dumb and Dumber, fulfilling the vision he had set for himself years earlier. From the van and tent of his childhood to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, Jim Carrey's journey is a testament to resilience, perseverance, and the power of unwavering self-belief. Oprah Winfrey, from poverty and abuse to media mogul. Oprah Winfrey's early life was marked by extreme hardship and unimaginable challenges. She was born in rural Mississippi to an unmarried teenage mother and grew up in such severe poverty that she often wore dresses made from potato sacks. Other children ridiculed her for her clothing and her circumstances, making her early years emotionally and socially difficult. Oprah bounced between her mother's and grandmother's homes, both of which lacked basic necessities, and endured sexual abuse by family members and family friends starting at the age of 9, a trauma that affected her deeply for many years. By the time she was 14, Oprah became pregnant and gave birth to a baby who tragically died shortly after. Despite these hardships, Oprah's experiences shaped her resilience and determination. She discovered her voice through public speaking in church and earned a scholarship to Tennessee State University. While still in high school, she began working in radio and quickly transitioned to television, where her natural talent for connecting with people and sharing authentic stories set her apart from everyone else. Oprah's big breakthrough came when she took over a struggling morning show in Chicago. Within months, she transformed it into the highest-rated talk show in the city, earning national attention. The Oprah Winfrey Show went on to run for 25 years, making Oprah a household name across America and around the world. But her ambitions didn't stop with hosting. Oprah built a media empire that includes a television network, a magazine, and a production company. She also became one of the most generous philanthropists in the world, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to education and other charitable causes. Today, her net worth is estimated at approximately $2.5 billion. From a child wearing potato sacks and enduring poverty, abuse, and loss, Oprah rose to become one of the most powerful and influential women in the world. Her story is a testament to the power of resilience, determination, and the ability to turn adversity into extraordinary success. Leonardo DiCaprio, from dangerous neighborhoods to Oscar winner. Leonardo DiCaprio's journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most acclaimed actors began in the tough streets of Echo Park, one of Los Angeles' most dangerous neighborhoods. Growing up, Leo was surrounded by crime, drugs, and violence. He saw drug deals happen right on his street and witnessed acts of violence that left lasting impressions on him. His childhood was further complicated by his parents' divorce when he was just 1 year old. His mother, determined to provide for him, worked multiple jobs to keep them afloat, and they lived in a small apartment where money was always tight. Despite the hardships, Leo's mother encouraged his passion for acting, taking him to auditions whenever she could scrape together enough gas money. Early on, Leonardo began working in television commercials to help with family expenses, but he faced constant rejection. Casting directors often suggested he change his name, claiming Leonardo sounded too ethnic and wouldn't appeal to American audiences. Leo refused, determined to remain true to his identity. His breakthrough came at just 19 with the critically acclaimed film, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, which earned him his first Academy Award nomination. Even after achieving this success, he continued to face challenges and setbacks, constantly needing to prove himself. He made bold choices, taking on complex and risky roles that many other actors avoided. His dedication, fearlessness, and relentless pursuit of craft eventually established him as one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. For years, Leo was nominated for Oscars multiple times without winning, testing his patience and perseverance, until finally taking home the Academy Award for Best Actor for The Revenant in 2016. Today, Leonardo DiCaprio commands around $25 million per film, but he has also used his fame and fortune to champion environmental causes, dedicating significant resources to fight climate change and protect the planet. From a young boy navigating the dangers of Echo Park to a global superstar and activist, Leonardo DiCaprio's story is one of resilience, talent, and unwavering determination. He transformed early struggles into fuel for success, proving that even from the most challenging beginnings, greatness is possible. Celine Dion. From sharing beds to sold-out shows, Celine Dion's rise to superstardom is a remarkable story of talent, determination, and perseverance. Born into a large, impoverished family in rural Quebec, Canada, she was the youngest of 14 children. The Dion family lived in a tiny, crowded home where siblings often had to share beds, and money was always tight. Despite these hardships, music filled their lives. Celine's parents ran a small piano bar, and all the children would perform there regularly. From the age of 5, Celine was already standing on tables to sing so the audience could see her, showcasing a voice that was extraordinary even as a child. Recognizing her immense talent, Celine's mother helped her record a demo tape when she was 12 and sent it to music manager Rene Angelo. Angelo was so moved by her voice that he mortgaged his house to finance her first album, believing wholeheartedly in her potential. From that moment on, Celine dedicated herself to her craft. She worked tirelessly, learning English to reach a global audience, practicing constantly, and pushing her voice to new levels of technical mastery and emotional expression. Her international breakthrough came in 1991 when she performed the title song for Beauty and The Beast, introducing her to audiences worldwide. The success continued with iconic hits like My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, which became one of the best-selling singles of all time. Celine also built an enormously successful Las Vegas residency, which grossed over $680 million and set new standards for live performances. From a young girl sharing a bed with multiple siblings in a cramped house to a global superstar selling out stadiums, Celine Dion's journey is a testament to talent, hard work, and relentless ambition. Today, her net worth is estimated at around $800 million, and she is celebrated as one of the greatest voices in music history. Her story proves that humble beginnings, combined with extraordinary dedication, can lead to unprecedented success and lasting influence in the world of entertainment. Shania Twain, from hunger and abuse to country music queen. Shania Twain's childhood was marked by extreme poverty and abuse. She grew up in Timmins, Ontario, a small Canadian town where her family barely survived. Her stepfather was abusive and often there wasn't enough food to eat. Shania regularly went to school hungry, her stomach empty and growling during class. She was so poor that she couldn't afford basic school supplies. To help her family, she started performing at bars when she was just 8 years old, singing between 1 and 3 in the morning after the bars stopped serving alcohol. Child labor laws didn't apply in the small town, so nobody stopped this. She would go straight from these late-night performances to school the next morning, exhausted but determined. The fear and trauma of her home life followed her everywhere. When Shania was 21, both her mother and stepfather died in a car accident. She suddenly became responsible for raising her younger siblings while barely an adult herself. She took a job performing at a resort to support them, working every single night while taking care of teenagers during the day. After her siblings grew up, she finally pursued her own music career seriously. She moved to Nashville and faced rejection after rejection from record labels, who said her music wasn't country enough. When she finally got a deal, she worked with producer Mutt Lange, who later became her husband. Her album, Come On Over, became the best-selling studio album by a female artist in any genre and the best-selling country album of all time. Songs like Man, I Feel Like a Woman, and You're Still the One dominated radio worldwide. She sold over 100 million records globally. Although she faced more hardship when her husband left her for her best friend, and she lost her voice to Lyme disease, she fought back and returned to performing. Today, Shania Twain is worth approximately $400 million and is recognized as the Queen of Country Pop. The hungry little girl singing in bars at midnight became one of music's biggest success stories. Every one of these stars started with disadvantages most people would use as excuses. What separated them wasn't talent alone. It was resilience, long-term thinking, and refusing to quit when progress was invisible. Which story surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear which one hit home. Like the video, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs proof that starting broke doesn't mean staying broke. Until next time, stay patient, stay focused, and remember that your starting point doesn't define your finish.